If you are watching this video, that is because it has been delivered to you, hand delivered to you, because you've been asking. If you are watching this video, that is because it has been delivered to you, hand delivered to you, because you've been asking. And when you ask, the God, the universe, it tries to get your attention and it places things right in front of you. But most of the time, we don't even pay attention. We just write them off as thinking, oh, well, that's just a coincidence. Or isn't that funny how that just showed up? It's crazy, right? But what if it was all just for you? This video was delivered to you because you are going through something that you don't really know what it is. You know, we've heard a lot lately about, find out who you really are. I say it. And so what does that mean? Are we this thing that we think we are, this voice that sits inside our head and dictates, constantly, incessantly talks and tells us all the things that are not good about us or what's wrong about us or how our partner's shit? And you know what's crazy? We listen to it with the same person that's saying it. So what is that? Is that who you are? Are you that voice? Or is that just a figment of your imagination? Is that just some made up idea? I call that voice the ego. Now, it took me a long time to really understand what ego was. I thought it was, you're egoish, like you're cocky, you're that, right? Like, oh, I'm a show off. I have the cars, I have all this. I thought that's kind of what ego was, but it's really not. Ego is a false identity. It's a character that you think you are, but you're not the character. You're the actor playing the character. That's a big difference. When you get that and you understand it, that is a big, big difference. So let's talk about this character. My character, his name's Scott. And he has had a life full of ups and downs. He's had successes, he's had failures. He's had love, he's had heartbreak. Kind of makes out to be kind of like a hero's journey. Now, I identify as an underdog, as a Seabiscuit, my favorite movie. I love that horse. Why? Because everybody wrote it off. Everybody wrote this horse off like it was bred from this magical beast that was so incredibly fast and was strength. It was the definition of a winner. And when Seabiscuit came out, he was viewed as lazy, incorrigible, untrainable, uncoachable, because he was just himself. He just wanted to be, until he was challenged. One of the greatest things is when you run from the back of the pack, when you're all alone back there, and you're looking at all of your competitors in front of you, and you're thinking, how am I going to get up there in front of them to win this thing? And suddenly it doesn't become about the winning, it just becomes about the race, because the expectation is pretty great, right? When you're in the lead and you're running, you're worried about the thing or the horse or the person that's chasing you. So you're always trying to stay out in front. There's a lot of effort in doing that. But when you're in the back, you have nothing left to lose. That's a big thing when you have nothing left to lose. I've been in that situation where I laid in a bed and I thought, well, this is it. All my hopes, all my dreams are done now. My son will probably never get to see me as the person that I was. And was I okay with that? And it took really days, if not weeks, to really sit with that question. Am I okay with that? And I knew the answer. And the answer was no, of course not. Because I knew that I was just playing a character. But what if I could step into the actor? What if I could dictate which way I wanted this story to go? I didn't want it to be the story of the failure. I wanted it to be the story of the success. I didn't want it to be a story of losing the race. I wanted it to be the story of winning the race. So I'll ask you, what's your race? If you want to go out there and blame all the other horses in front of you, that's just going to keep you behind them. But if you want to be grateful, if you want to look ahead and be grateful for them for showing you what greatness looks like and just being there to entice you to be better, that's a winner. The one that complains about the ones in front of them blocking their view and kicking mud in their face, not so much. So look, I don't know what you're going through. And I don't know what it is that you're here in front of me, in front of this voice, because you called it. So I'm going to tell you what to do. Keep going. Keep running. Keep finding the passion. Keep finding the dream. Keep finding the belief that you can achieve the things that you are desiring. But you have to be clear on what you want. You have to know what it is that you desire. The thing, your situation, your environment. You know, Em and I we have a saying: beautiful beds, delicious food, and an amazing environments. I think about that. That's really what it comes down to. I want to be where I want to be with who I want to be there with, doing what I want to do. And you have that choice in your life. You can find that. But you have to get clear up here. You know, I just had a conversation with a woman the other day. She was a car dealer. I was looking for a truck. And somehow we got on this conversation of this, and she started complaining about the relationship she was in and the relationship that she was in before that relationship. And she said, you know what, I realized that these relationships are rhyming. And I said something that maybe she never heard. I said, yeah? So what's the same in those relationships? You are. And if you want to change that relationship, you need to change you, not him. He's just a reflection of what you are. And then she started to continually go on and on about this relationship, about how he was this and how he wasn't that. And I said, just a story. Just a story. I said, the thing that you don't know is the universe is made up of two stone teenagers that sit in the sky, and they are watching you. And they are watching your every move, and they also watch what you think of. They watch what your desires are, what you put your attention on. And you keep saying to them, I want better, but you don't dictate what that better is. But they listen to you. And what do you tell? You tell this story. You tell this story of how your relationship isn't what it wants to be, what your family isn't what it wants to be, what you aren't what you want to be. And it keeps giving you that, because if you're talking about it all the time, then obviously you want it. And they're up there. When you have your moment, you know, that good feeling moment when you get something that you really want and it shows up right at your doorstep and you're like, oh my God, look at this. And they throw something at you to overcome, and you act accordingly in step with what you want instead of what you don't want. And they want to reward you. They're like, oh my God, look at her. She did it. She did it. So let's give her something that she wants. What does she want? I don't know. She doesn't tell us. She just constantly says the same thing over and over and over again. So I guess she wants more of that. So you have to be really clear of what you want. Knowing what you don't want is big, but it's also really imperative knowing what you do want, so you know what you want to move towards. So don't get caught in the treadmill of understanding and letting this ego dictate who you are. That's a lie. You can change it like that in an instant. Change your thought. Change your action. Change the direction in which you want to go. And it'll show. It has to. They're waiting to deliver what you want. They just don't know what it is. So get clear. So this is what I told her every night before she goes to bed, and every morning when she wakes up, she's going to do these 3 things. First thing, she's going to write down the 3 things that she wants. 3 things that day that she wants in her day. Is it joy? Is it happiness? Is it a feeling of love? Is it a feeling of acceptance? A feeling of accomplishment? And then 3 things that she's grateful for. Is it her children? Is it her work environment? Is it her purpose? Is it her confidence? Is it her look in the mirror? And then 3 things that have not worked for her. And this is important because it shifts the direction in which you want to go. If you know what didn't work in the past, you know not to bring that into the equation, correct? And the one that I say all the time that you do throughout the day is imagine you are the person that you want to be. Wear the boots that they would wear the top that they would wear, act the way they would act. Go to the grocery store and walk around like you are that person that you want to be. And that's how it comes. So I hope this has helped you and directed you and given you a little bit more clarity, because that is what we're after. And that is what you asked for. So here we are. Keep asking. They will deliver. Because the they is just you. Open your ears to it. Open your heart to it and invite it. Bring it in and say, I'm listening. I'm grateful for you. I trust you. Please show me more. Show me more love. Show me more ease. Show me more confidence. Show me more greatness. Great wine. Great food. Comfortable beds. Beautiful environments. That's all I ask in return. Go find it. Like, subscribe, do all the things.